Imagine walking into your kitchen right now. Look at the fruits in your bowl, the vegetables in your fridge, and all the ingredients waiting to be used. What if I told you that these simple foods hold the key to unlocking abundance in your life? You might think I'm talking about eating healthy to save money on medical bills or having more energy for work. But this goes much deeper than that. This is about an ancient wisdom that's been hidden in plain sight for thousands of years. Think about the most successful people you know. Have you noticed how many of them talk about their morning smoothies, their special diets, or their powerful food routines? It's not just about being healthy. They've tapped into something our ancestors knew all along. The food you eat doesn't just feed your body, it feeds your destiny. Every single bite you take is either opening or closing doors to abundance in your life. It's either lifting you higher or keeping you stuck where you are. The ancient Egyptians knew this. They buried their pharaohs with specific foods for their journey into the afterlife. The Chinese emperors had special meals designed to enhance their power and wisdom. Native American elders chose specific plants not just for healing, but for connecting with the spirit world and manifesting their visions. But here's what's really interesting. You don't need to be a pharaoh or an emperor to use this power. You don't need expensive superfoods or complicated recipes. The magic lies in understanding how to transform regular, everyday foods into tools for manifesting abundance. And the best part? You can start this transformation with your very next meal. Let's talk about something that might be uncomfortable to hear, but it's crucial for your journey to abundance. Every time you grab that quick fast food meal, every time you reach for processed snacks, and every time you rush through your meal while working, you're not just harming your body. You're actually blocking the flow of abundance in your life. Think about how you feel after eating heavy, processed foods. That brain fog that makes it hard to think clearly. That heavy feeling that drains your energy. That afternoon crash that leaves you reaching for coffee or sugar just to make it through the day. Now, how can you possibly attract abundance when your body and mind are stuck in survival mode? How can you notice those golden opportunities when your energy is so low that you can barely focus on your daily tasks? But this goes even deeper than just feeling tired or unfocused. Your body is like an antenna, constantly sending and receiving signals to the universe. When you fill it with dead, processed foods, it's like trying to catch a radio signal with a broken antenna. The messages of abundance, opportunity, and success are out there, but they can't get through clearly. The cost isn't just physical, it's showing up in every area of your life. Maybe you've noticed how hard it is to stick to your manifestation practices when you're not feeling your best, or how those brilliant ideas seem to come more easily when you're feeling light and energized. This isn't a coincidence. This is your body trying to tell you something important about the connection between what you eat and what you attract. Now let's talk about something amazing that happens when you start treating your body as a sacred space for manifestation. Your body isn't just a machine that needs fuel. It's actually a living, breathing temple for attracting abundance. And just like any temple, it needs to be treated with respect and filled with offerings that honor its power. When you eat whole, living foods, you're not just getting nutrients, you're taking in life force energy. This is what the Chinese call QI and what Indian yogis call prana. Every fresh fruit, vegetable, nut, and seed is packed with this vital energy. When you eat these foods mindfully, you're literally filling your manifestation temple with high vibration energy that attracts more abundance. This isn't just spiritual talk, it's backed by how our bodies actually work. Fresh, whole foods are rich in biophotons, tiny particles of light that our cells use to communicate. When you eat foods rich in these biophotons, you're literally bringing more light into your body. And where there's light, abundance naturally flows. This is why people often report feeling more clear or in tune with their intuition when they clean up their diet. Think about the last time you ate a meal made entirely of fresh, whole foods. Remember how you felt afterward? That clear-headed, energized feeling wasn't just from the nutrients. It was your body's manifestation power turning on at full strength. Your intuition becomes sharper, your energy flows more freely, and somehow, opportunities seem to find you more easily. This isn't magic. It's what happens when you align your body's natural abundance-attracting abilities with the right foods. The real reason most people's affirmations take forever to work isn't because they're doing anything wrong. It's because they're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. Think about this. When you say an affirmation like, "I am wealthy," your brain immediately starts arguing with you. It pulls up your bank account balance, your bills, and all your financial worries. It's like trying to convince yourself that you're not hungry when your stomach is growling. This inner conflict is what's really slowing down your manifestations. I discovered that most of us are actually creating resistance while doing our affirmations. And this resistance acts like a brick wall between us and our desires. It's not just about believing the words you're saying. It's about understanding how your brain processes these statements and working with it, not against it. When you do traditional affirmations, you're essentially trying to override years of programmed thinking with new statements. But here's what nobody tells you. Your subconscious mind doesn't just accept new programming because you repeat it a few times. It's like trying to download new software while your antivirus keeps blocking it. Your old beliefs, your past experiences, and your current reality all act like that antivirus, protecting your existing programming. This is why you can say, "I am rich" 1,000 times and still feel poor. Your affirmations aren't failing. They're just getting blocked by this natural mental defense system. But there's something even more important happening beneath the surface. Every time you say an affirmation and feel that inner resistance, you're actually reinforcing the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's like taking one step forward and 2 steps back. This is why so many people give up on affirmations. They're unknowingly strengthening the very beliefs they're trying to change. And the longer this goes on, the harder it becomes to bridge that gap between your desires and your reality. Here's where everything changes. The solution I discovered is something I call the bridge method. Instead of trying to leap from your current reality to your desired outcome in one giant jump, you create small, believable steps that your mind can accept without triggering resistance. Let me break this down in a way that will make perfect sense. Instead of saying, "I am a millionaire" when your bank account is nearly empty, you start with something like, "I'm becoming more aware of financial opportunities every day." See the difference? Your mind can't argue with that because it's not claiming something that feels impossible. It's stating a process of growth that's already beginning. The real magic happens when you stack these bridge affirmations in a way that naturally leads to your ultimate goal. Think of it like building a staircase instead of trying to leap to the top floor. Each step is small enough to feel achievable, but when put together, they take you exactly where you want to go. For example, if your goal is financial abundance, your bridge affirmations might start with, "I'm learning more about money every day," then progress to, "I'm noticing more opportunities to increase my income," and eventually reach, "I'm comfortable making and receiving more money." Each statement builds on the last one, creating a natural progression that your mind can accept and embrace. This method works because it aligns with how our brains naturally create new neural pathways. When you try to force a completely new belief that contradicts your current reality, your brain resists. But when you present it with small, logical steps of progress, it actually starts looking for evidence to support these statements. This is crucial because your brain loves to be right, so when you give it statements it can prove true. It becomes your ally instead of your obstacle. The bridge method turns your affirmations from wishful thinking into a practical tool for rewiring your thought patterns. Let me show you exactly how this works in practice. Let's say you want to boost your confidence. Instead of jumping straight to, "I am the most confident person in any room," which might feel fake and trigger resistance, you start with something like, "I'm noticing moments when I feel naturally confident." This is something your brain can immediately verify, because everyone has moments of natural confidence, even if they're small. As you focus on this, your brain starts actively looking for these moments, creating a positive feedback loop. From there, you build your bridge step by step. After a few days of the first affirmation, when you're regularly noticing those confident moments, you move to something like, "My confidence is growing stronger each day." Again, this is something your mind can accept because you've already been noticing more moments of confidence. Then you might progress to, "I'm becoming more comfortable expressing myself in different situations." Each new affirmation builds on the evidence and momentum created by the previous ones. The key is to pay attention to how each affirmation feels when you say it. If you feel any resistance or disbelief, that's a sign you need to take a smaller step. This is crucial because the goal isn't just to say the words. It's to create new neural pathways that support your desired reality. I spent months documenting how this process worked with different goals and situations. And I noticed something fascinating. When people used the bridge method, they not only saw faster results, but those results were more stable and lasting than with traditional affirmations. It's like the difference between building a solid foundation versus trying to balance a house on stilts. The reason this bridge method works so powerfully is that it aligns perfectly with how our brain actually creates lasting change. Think of your brain as a huge network of pathways. Every thought you think regularly creates a path, like a trail through a forest. The more you think that thought, the wider and stronger that path becomes. When you try to force a completely new belief with traditional affirmations, it's like trying to create a highway where there isn't even a footpath. But the bridge method is different. It's like gradually widening an existing trail, step by step, until it naturally becomes that highway. There's also something incredible happening on an energy level. Every thought you think has a specific vibration or frequency. When there's a huge gap between your current thoughts and your affirmations, it creates what I call energetic static, like trying to tune into a radio station that's too far away. You get mostly noise and very little signal. The bridge method eliminates this static by keeping your desired frequency close enough to your current frequency that you can tune in clearly. It's like gradually turning the radio dial until you find the perfect signal, instead of trying to jump straight to a station that's too far away. This process works with your brain's natural reward system too. Each time you say a bridge affirmation and your brain can find evidence that it's true, it releases a small dose of feel-good chemicals. These chemicals reinforce the new pathway you're creating and make you want to continue the practice. It's like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for your brain to follow, each one making the journey more enjoyable and rewarding. When you start using the bridge method, you'll notice changes happening in a very specific pattern. First, usually within the first few days, you'll start feeling different when you say your affirmations. Instead of that familiar sense of resistance or doubt, you'll feel a subtle sense of possibility. This is your first sign that the method is working. Your brain is starting to open up to new possibilities instead of fighting against them. Within the first week or two, you'll begin noticing small coincidences and opportunities that align with your bridge affirmations. For example, if you're using career-related affirmations, you might suddenly notice more job postings that interest you, or someone might mention a project that perfectly matches your skills. These aren't just random events. They're signs that your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, is beginning to look for evidence that supports your new beliefs. The really exciting changes usually start showing up around week 3 or 4. This is when you'll notice yourself naturally thinking and acting differently without having to force it. If you're working on confidence, you'll find yourself speaking up in meetings without hesitation. If you're focusing on abundance, you'll notice yourself making smarter financial decisions automatically. The changes feel natural because you've built a proper foundation through the bridge method. You're not trying to force yourself to be different. You're allowing yourself to evolve naturally into your desired state. If you're not seeing results as quickly as you'd like, there are a few key areas to check. First, make sure your bridge steps aren't too big. The most common mistake people make is trying to rush the process by taking larger steps than their mind can comfortably accept. Remember, if you feel any resistance when saying an affirmation, that step is too big. Break it down into smaller, more believable statements. Another common issue is not spending enough time on each bridge affirmation. Some people get excited about the progress and want to rush to the next level. But think of it like building muscle. You need to fully strengthen each level before moving to heavier weights. Stay with each bridge affirmation until it feels completely natural and true to you. This might take a few days or a couple of weeks, depending on the belief you're working with. Something else to watch out for is what I call reality checking, the habit of constantly looking for evidence that your affirmations aren't working. This is like planting seeds and then digging them up every day to see if they've grown. Instead, focus on finding evidence, no matter how small, that your bridge affirmations are true. Every time you notice something that supports your new belief, make a mental note of it. This trains your brain to look for success instead of failure. Remember, what you focus on expands, so make sure you're focusing on the signs of progress, not the absence of instant results. Now that you understand how to use the bridge method for your affirmations, you're ready to start experiencing real changes in your life. Think about the area where you most want to see improvement. Maybe it's your relationships, your career, your confidence, or your financial situation. Start by writing down your ultimate goal, then create 3 to 4 bridge affirmations that will help you get there step by step. Remember, the key is to make each step small enough that your mind accepts it without resistance. I want you to practice this method for the next 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's typically how long it takes to start rewiring those neural pathways we talked about earlier. Each morning when you wake up and each night before you go to bed, spend just 5 minutes with your bridge affirmations. But here's the important part. Don't just repeat them mindlessly. Really feel into each word and take a moment to notice any evidence in your life that supports these statements. I see too many people give up on affirmations just before they're about to experience a breakthrough. Trust in this process. Trust that each small step is moving you closer to your goals, even if the changes aren't immediately visible. Remember my story, how I went from complete skepticism to total transformation using this exact method. If it worked for me, it can work for you too. The bridge method isn't just another manifestation technique. It's a practical, scientific approach to rewiring your beliefs and creating lasting change in your life. By working with your brain's natural processes instead of against them, you can finally break free from the frustration of traditional affirmations and start seeing real results. Remember, the key isn't to force yourself to believe something that feels impossible. It's to build a bridge of believable steps that naturally lead you to your desired outcome. You have everything you need to start this journey right now. Your mind is already equipped with all the necessary tools. You just needed to understand how to use them effectively. Think of all the time you've spent doing affirmations that didn't quite work. Now imagine where you could be 3 months from now using this method instead. The bridge to your dreams isn't as far away as you might think. You just need to take that first small step. Before you close this video, take a moment to write down your first bridge affirmation. Share it in the comments below. Not only will this help cement your commitment, but you might also inspire someone else who's just starting their journey. If this method resonates with you, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more practical spiritual guidance. I believe in your power to create change, and I can't wait to hear about your success with the bridge method. The path to transformation doesn't have to be long and frustrating. With the right approach, you can start seeing results sooner than you ever thought possible. Your future self will thank you for taking this step today. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step, and now you know exactly how to take that step in a way that guarantees your success. Let's start building those bridges together, one affirmation at a time.